guys, it's Lana here, and today I'm going to be filming a reaction video. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but I've been seeing it circling around and I want to react to it. The last time that we kind of touched on these kind of topics about race, you guys were really engaged and you wanted to see more of it, I think. So we're going to look at it. So I've got my laptop right here, right in front of me, and it just suddenly got really cold. And I feel like I want to put a jacket on. I feel like a full-on chill. I've got like goosebumps. What happened? I typed in "I'm white." I know Dr. Phil does like these weird interviews. Probably half the people who do like go onto Dr. Phil, they're chasing fame a lot of the time. Like the Catch Me Outside girl, she's from Dr. Phil, right? So I guess there's probably all these other people that see her fame. People just want to go on that show and they just want to say the most outrageous thing. So I feel like I'm already gonna go into watching this video with that mindset. Like I already know that this girl, she says I'm white. I mean, the title of this video is "When it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly," says 16-year-old African American. I don't know what kind of clout she's chasing. I don't know how she thinks she can become a celebrity within the African American community, because they're obviously going to create a lot of negative feeling within that community. And also I don't see how this is going to resonate with white people either, because if the only white people that you're reaching are people that maybe agree with you that all black people are ugly, then this girl is clearly a black girl as well, and those people are not going to be a fan of her either. We're ready to go. We're ready to review this in the full depth in which it requires. Let's watch the video and see what we think.
Take issue with my beliefs. I'm white.
You're not white. Oh my god.
I'm a Caucasian because everything about me is different from an African American. I have naturally straight hair.
She does not have naturally straight hair. Come on. Oh my gosh. This is what she's currently showing us. I'm sorry, honey, this is not naturally straight hair, not from what I can see. To me, it looks like she has been employing hair straighteners and relaxers too frequently, too often, and now her hair is damaged. Your hair is broken, it's dead, so it starts to fall limp and it starts to just fall straight. Even if her hair was naturally straight, it doesn't mean you're Caucasian. There's more to being African American than having afro hair.
My hair isn't nappy, it doesn't require weave, my nose is not giant.
Require a weave. Like, require for what? Require for who? Like, the word require. I feel if you want to wear a weave, if you want to wear a wig, then let it be for your own choice. Let it be because you want to protect your natural hair, because you want to switch it up, because you want to play with styles. Nobody requires a weave. For who do you require a weave? You don't wear a weave because your hair is nappy or because you've got afro hair. Her mentality here is all wrong.
It's not giant, it's like African Americans. My lips are perfect, they're not too.
Where has she been to school? Well, of course, she's been to school in America, and the textbooks are not accurate, nor are they correct or inclusive. When she says my nose is not giant like African Americans, there is so much wrong with that statement. One, there's nothing wrong with having a wide nose, but that is not necessarily all African Americans. Not all African Americans have wide noses. Northeastern Africans don't tend to have the wide noses. Also, we've got people all over the world with wide noses. It's not just Africans. She's really fixated on this European beauty standard, thinking that it's only Africans that are featuring the wide noses. No. She says my lips are perfect, they're not too big. Too big? Too big? Too big? I mean, why does she hate everything that is typically related with African features? But it makes me wonder if it hadn't been for like the Kylie Jenner, Angelina Jolie, she'd probably be thinking that her lips were too big right now.
My ears, I don't have black people ears because they're really giant. Most African Americans speak.
What? Black people ears? What is black people ears? Will Smith's tiny little ears, I mean, they poke out to the side, he looks like a cute little shark tail fish, but they're small. You said they have giant ears. I mean, we're talking about African people here, not African elephants. African elephants have got big ears, hun.
Most African Americans speak ghetto.
Oh my god. She says most African Americans speak ghetto. Okay, typically when you have a place, it has accents there. That doesn't make anybody better or worse than anybody. That's just how you speak. That's just how you talk. But she uses it, oh, ghetto. That is the government's fault that a ghetto even exists. Come on, like, educate yourself. But then she says this, and this is just like the killer. I feel like, is this girl playing a game? Like, what's she doing? She's trolling the nation here. What is she doing? I don't understand. Like,
but when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly and I have nothing in common with them. I'm different from African Americans because I'm white.
If she's not doing this to troll, then she's crazy. She's saying, I'm different from African Americans because I'm white. No, you're not. You're not. Like, if all the things that you've just listed are what you think makes you white, but hun, you still have black skin though. It's like, oh, you don't think your nose is big. Oh, you don't think your lips are too big. Oh, you've got small ears. Your skin is still black, hun.
My figure is just like Kim Kardashian.
And she thinks she's white because her figure's just like Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian's not white. She's Armenian.
I act and I think like a white person instead of a black person.
And you think like a white person. What does that mean? Does that mean you're calling the cops on black people every 5 minutes? Like, what does that mean? What is acting like a white person? You watch Wes Anderson movies? You wear a lot of plaid?
I believe that I'm completely and utterly better than them. Like, we're on two different levels. Like, okay, African Americans are here. I'm here. White people act and think just way more mature than African Americans.
More mature than African American. I feel like that's where you're wrong. I mean, I can't relate specifically because I'm not American, I'm British, but I definitely feel like as a brown person, as a person of colour, as a mixed person, I feel like you do have to mature a lot more quickly because you will be punished a lot more harshly whenever you make a mistake. This is just my experience. Like, you have to be more mature than a lot of people in a lot of situations. I don't know where she's got this idea from.
Black people, they think in a criminal way.
Oh, I didn't know she was gonna say that. They think in a criminal way. Oh my god.
African American is on the same street as I am. I'll cross the street to avoid their chaotic, thuggish ways.
Oh no, come on. She's got to be having a laugh. She's got to be having a laugh. What is she on? Where does this girl live? She crosses the street to avoid their chaotic, thuggish ways. Shut up, shut up. You are having us all on. You're taking us all for a ride.
I tell my mom I'll never be like any of those Negroes. My mom tries to criticize me about my supposed race.
Right. I know I've been saying this whole time that she is black. But if she is so sure that she is white, if she is so hateful towards black people, I never want to hear the word coming out of her mouth.
I tell her she's just ignorant. There's nothing wrong with my view.
She thinks her mom is ignorant. She's even disrespectful towards her own mother.
Delusional. I asked your mother if she thought you were delusional.
Yes, well, you asked her that question. I would like to clarify the fact that I am nowhere near delusional.
She does not think she's delusional because delusional people don't think they're delusional. That's part of the delusion. This type of thinking, she's about to say, I'm actually very capable and a very intelligent person. This is all part of this sort of narcissistic behavior where people think they're better than other people. They will reiterate many times how intelligent they are, how capable they are. They have to repeat this to themselves. It's like a narcissistic behavior trait.
Delusional. I'm actually very capable and a very intelligent person, so...
Being delusional and being intelligent are not mutually exclusive.
I like what Dr. Phil said there. Being intelligent and being delusional are not mutually exclusive. That's very, very true. You can be delusional and you can be intelligent. Those things can exist side by side. You can be both. Just because you're intelligent doesn't mean you're not delusional.
Well, I feel like if you're being delusional, then you gotta be some type of retarded. And I'm not that.
She used that word as well. But I imagine that what she means is that you must have some sort of mental incapability which makes you delusional. And that's not the case. Like, a delusion might be a symptom of a mental disorder, but it's not the same as being mentally incapable.
Number one, that's absolutely just simply not the fact. And number two, using that word is very derogatory. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't use that word.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
Okay, well, I'll understand, only because I'm a very respectful person. And if you wish that I don't use that word, then I most definitely won't use it.
Okay, appreciate that.
Okay, no problem.
It's like a very manipulative way of responding. She says, okay, I won't use that word. Using her response to reiterate once again that she's a very respectful person rather than just saying okay, rather than apologizing.
Well, I know I'm a Caucasian because when I wake up in the morning, I just have such a great life. And that my hair is so perfect, my skin isn't ugly, and I'm not fat also, which is also a really African-American thing. So, like, I'm just nowhere near like them. And plus, they're so...
She has a delusion, or she's trolling.
They're so thug and criminal that I can't relate.
They're so thug and criminal. Did she not realize that President Obama and Michelle Obama were sitting in the White House like 2 years ago? Does she not remember that? Does she not... Oh, but they're so thug and criminal. Like, has the Trump administration really warped her mind so much in such a short amount of time? Like, you need to get some good role models in your life that are black. You need to watch some Scandal. You need to get some Olivia Pope in your life.
So riddled with ignorance, I don't even know how to respond.
Okay.
And
She laughs. Like, part of being intelligent is being open to new ideas and learning. There's intelligence and then there's knowledge. Like, if you think you have a high processing speed in your brain, you think you have a high IQ, that's nothing if you don't want to learn. Oh, wow, she really just, she went like this. She said, whatever.
And I'm not saying it to be insulting. Ignorance doesn't mean lack of intelligence. It means lack of information.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I should be Dr. Phil. I'm literally saying everything he says before he says it.
I think you're confusing the concept of race and ethnicity, because race is really biologically determined.
I know I'm biologically white.
Like, he's really trying to get through to her.
Even though I have told you that your father was not your father and that you are actually African American,
You might be lying.
So I'm guessing she's grown up in a household where her father is a white man, and that's why she believes she's white, even after she's been told this information that this white man is not her biological father. Her biological father is an African American man. So her mother has told her that. She does not trust it.
I don't trust anything that anyone else says. I know that I'm white.
I like Dr. Phil.
Well, I feel like you're wrong.
I like Dr. Phil. He doesn't go in for dramatics. I mean, the guests that he has on are fully dramatic and very controversial, all, you know, like viral type people that he has on. But he himself is like very like understated. He just says facts how it is. And I appreciate him for that. So he's just basically outlining the differences between race and ethnicity, saying that ethnicity is to do with the culture, the practices, the religion, the things that go along with being part of a particular group. It's not necessarily race, but quite often the two are intertwined. And she's saying he's wrong. Okay, there's more. We're gonna watch this whole thing.
I'm in Beverly Hills right now. I'm seeing a lot of
She's in Beverly Hills, and she's seeing a lot of Caucasian people. And she's only seen a gaggle of African Americans, so she's probably gonna think, oh, that's because African Americans can't afford to shop in Beverly Hills or Rodeo Drive. Well, you know, quite often that's true because they live in a country which is systematically designed to not let them prosper.
Of African Americans, and they were really gross.
And they were really gross. She said she's only seen a gaggle and they were gross.
It has like a Gucci design and everything. And they have a Chanel. I think I'm gonna die.
The way she's acting is so try-hard common white girl. I feel like she's been tweeting every single common white girl page. You know, there's like 100 different common white girl Twitter pages. She's probably followed every single one of them.
I think that, of course, if an African American walked into any of these stores, I feel like people have the right to refuse service.
Her behavior is disgusting.
Drive in Beverly Hills, and I just feel like I belong here, most definitely.
You don't have to be white to go to Beverly Hills. I mean, she's walking along like a model thinking that a model has to be white. What about Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks, Ducky?
The place I'm in, it just takes my breath away. We haven't seen literally any African Americans here, which is such a like positive good. This environment reminds me of the hood. So as you can see, her hair literally looks like it's a sponge. If you put your hands in her hair, you'd probably lose a finger.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Oh my gosh.
African Americans are more known to actually commit crimes and...
What has she been reading? That African Americans are more known to commit crimes than Caucasian people. Read a book. Watch a documentary.
And they're just like really ghetto. It's like completely disgusting how ghetto they are. Like, honestly.
She's gonna get beaten up. That's what she's worried about.
That's the reason why they're called monkeys in the first place, because they don't know how to act. I could never live in this.
She just said this is why they're called monkeys.
You need some help big time.
How did anybody get to be like this? We know it's outrageous. I don't want to look at more and more outrageous stuff because you know she's just going to come out with more offensive stuff and we don't know whether she's being honest or whether she's just trying to get attention or what. Like, you don't know. I don't really feel like I need to react very much more to that. So now we're going to look at why the mom thinks her daughter may have started identifying as white. So the mom has some ideas. Basically, she's just saying that her husband passed away in 2006. So it's 2018. So I guess the girl would have been 4 years old at that time. And he was Caucasian.
And you allowed your children to believe that he was their biological father.
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because he was the only father figure that I had for my children.
But she allowed her children to believe that this white man was their parent.
And they were in shock, right?
Yes, particularly Treasure. She took the information so hard.
You think that's a triggering event?
Yes,
here?
yes.
she has full belief that she has a Caucasian father.
Right.
And so she associates.
I mean, I know it's different for everybody, and she did have like this traumatic event of realizing that her person who she thought was her father was not her father. But you know, I'm mixed race. I have a white parent. I've grown up with a white parent. It doesn't mean that I think I'm white, and it doesn't mean that I say all these offensive things towards black people. You know, there has to be more to it than that. If it did send her down a path, it still means that there is some sort of issue there that needs to be resolved in her thinking and in her brain, because just thinking that you're white or just having a white parent does not give you free reign to be offensive to every African American person on the planet.
Say they were dirty, and she would only play with white kids.
So what happened, because their father did die, it meant that the mother had to move to a new neighborhood. I guess it was a poorer neighborhood, there were a lot more African Americans there. They had a lower income, and maybe life got a bit harder for them. So she equated that with living in a ghetto, as she calls it, or being surrounded by African Americans. She equates this change in lifestyle with African Americans. She feels as though it's lower than them, and she felt she was better than them when she had a white parent, when she believed she was mixed, when her life was better, when they had more money. And then she feels as though she's been pulled out of that and placed into an African American neighborhood, and she feels like the diamond in the rough.
I feel that she has body dysmorphia. I feel that she thinks that she is a white person.
Yeah, so her mother has just used the words body dysmorphia, which I feel like could definitely apply to this. When people usually talk about body dysmorphia, they're usually referring to weight. People often quite think that they are a lot bigger than they are, and then that leads them to have eating disorders. Whereas her mother believes that her body dysmorphia is that she truly believes she's white.
My daughter is consumed with the Ku Klux Klan. It just shakes me to my core. Treasure, have you ever reached out to the KKK?
I have their number on speed dial. Call KKK. They keep me like current on like updated events. I've had the KKK's number since I was like in middle school.
Greetings from the loyal white.
She identifies with the Ku Klux Klan. She makes me feel sick.
Without doubt.
I mean, so.
Can I just say, the mum is so pretty. The mum is absolutely stunning, and she has a very, very nice composure. Is that the word? Disposition. She has a nice disposition. Alright, that's all I'm gonna watch. I think you guys can get the gist of it. The whole segment on Dr. Phil, he just said that he doesn't want it to be like sensationalist. He thinks that people can learn from it. I don't honestly know what anybody can learn from it. There might be some people in the world that have similar views to her, but maybe not as extreme or as delusional. So maybe it might help them through the discussion with Dr. Phil and the guests, and maybe they can learn that some of their views are as ignorant as Dr. Phil is pointing out. But I don't know how helpful the piece is overall, because I don't like the fact that they pointed out that the Ku Klux Klan has a number that you can call. If you just imagine all the racists now who didn't know that and now going to be suddenly calling the Ku Klux Klan for updates and whatnot. Like, I'd prefer if they had maybe left out some information. So yes, that girl, I think she clearly has a lot of issues. She had some trauma in that young developmental stages of her life that obviously had a very, very negative effect on her psyche and her understanding, and may have led to this delusion, this body dysmorphia that her mother thinks she has. And it seems like Dr. Phil agrees with everything that her mother thinks, so he seems to agree that she is delusional, that she may have some sort of body dysmorphia. I mean, I'm not going to watch the rest of it because it's quite angering, the things she says. Yeah, I mean, I really hope that my reaction, I don't know why you watched this reaction. I kind of said everything I needed to say in response to her, so I don't want to attack her as a person. I feel like she's not well. She obviously has a lot of her own deep-seated self-loathing as well. I don't know the extent to which the delusion is grounded in your mind. Does she truly look in the mirror and see white? Is it really like that? I don't know. Does she see a picture of herself and see white? I don't know. No, even if she does truly believe she's white, she is overly offensive. She's very hateful towards black people. I mean, there are people who believe they're white because they are. There are people who are white. And, you know, even if you are white does not mean that you can be so hateful, so derogatory, so rude, and just plainly racist to people. You know, that's not something that you can be just because you're white. So her belief that she's white is intertwined with her hatred of black people, and that's a problem. And her believing that she's white all by itself is still a problem because it's not true. I mean, she's obviously read something somewhere, she's got these stereotypes somewhere, some things that I have never even heard that she truly believes, which is very unsettling, and also it's quite worrying because I don't know what texts she's reading, I don't know what pages she's following or what websites she's looking at where she's getting this information. In some way opened my eyes to the nature of racism in the US. There are racist people in the US to this extent. These are the people that she's learned from, I suppose, and these are the people that she relates to. So those people exist, which is worrying and eye-opening for me. Leave me a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts on this are, because I'm always interested in gaining new perspectives and seeing what you guys think about things because we've got people from all over the world here, all walks of life. It's just interesting to see what you guys think. So leave that in the comment section down below, and remember to thumbs up this video if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. We will be back to regular scheduled programming next week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!